I supported him in it. We didn't realize how dangerous it was here, of course. In Restov, everyone respects the sword lords, and everyone's accustomed to relying on them. Even the mention of someone like Lady Jamendi could be enough to fend off a street thug or some other trouble. It could maybe even work in some places. Here, but not with the Stag Lord's man. What can you tell me about the Stag Lord? He's not just some average bandit. If no one puts a stop to him, he'll turn the stolen lands into his personal kingdom. A kingdom of fear and oppression. I like adventures, but I definitely prefer the one that involves stopping villains and helping people. No, you know what? No. It would be a kingdom of lawlessness. No, you know what? No. Let's do that one. Yeah. I like adventurers, but I definitely prefer the ones that involve stopping villains and helping people. Yeah, there we go. I can't thank you enough for the hope you've given me, but please be careful. The Stag Lord is extremely dangerous. Okay.
According to plan.
Talk to you to sell things? Greetings! Oleg seemed to be in a good mood and greets her warmly. You certainly ruffled those villains' feathers. Well, anyway, new day, new troubles. Have you seen the fog? Never seen anything like it before. The road to Restov looks like someone spilled milk and it just hung in the air. I couldn't see anything through that soup, not even with a torch. Feels like witchcraft to me. I'd bet the Stag Lord's involved somehow. Rumor says he deals with all kinds of bad magic. Tell me about yourself. Why open a trading post in such a dangerous place? I just dislike the noise. Oleg answers reluctantly. I'm from Restov. Cities are complicated. Lots of people in each with their place on the shelf. Bow before this one, fear this other. Bow before this one, fear this other. Don't do business with a third, but be sure to be extra nice to the fourth. And villages are a little better. Everyone likes to stick their noses into each other's business. I just wanted a place where I could be my own master, and so I ended up here. I need to take care of the Stag Lord. Do you know of anything that could help me find him? That's quite a task you've set yourself on. The Stag Lord is a fortress somewhere in the area, but only a few chosen from the most trusted of his rabble are ever invited. The location of the fortress is a heavily guarded secret, and with the fog hanging around, I'd imagine it would be even harder to find. I suppose you could try to follow the trail of those bandits who attacked the post before. They came from the southwest, from the side of the Thorn River. The fortress might be there, or at least some large camp of theirs, where you can find information. What else can you tell me about the Stag Lord? Not much. Not like I've sat down and shared a cup of wine with the man, you know? But I think he arrived in the Stolen Lands less than a year ago, from what I've heard. But soon as he got here, he took over everything. I wrote to Restov, tried to warn them that the Stag Lord wasn't some typical gang leader, but they didn't listen. The rumors about him are horrible. He'll kill a person if they so much as disagree with him. He never reveals his face. Those who've seen him up close report the same thing. Ugly scars cover every inch of his skin, not covered by his clothes. Okay. Your wares. Nothing's too good for such a good person. Thank you. We'll sell a bunch of stuff. So, rope. Then to keep it? It doesn't say like it's a valuable thing for whatever. I'll keep it. Heavy crossbow. Hold on. She's using a light crossbow. She could be using this one. It's the same proficiency, so it won't matter all that much. Oh, Cloak of Resistance. This cloak grants its wearer a +1 resistance bonus on all saving throws. Bonuses of the same types usually don't stack. Ooh. Or I could give that to her. She's a tank, so she's gonna need the extra protection. Okay. Talk to you again. Where's sell? So not this. Nope. Yes. Anything else? Yeah, that. That's pretty much it, right? Wow, look at how heavy all that shit is. Do you have like a stash anywhere? Anybody know if there's a stash in the game where I can just like drop things in and just be like, save that for later? The game didn't introduce me to that, so I don't know if it's a thing. Man, that's pretty heavy already. Oh well.
Follow my lead.
By the bed is a chest, but is it my chest or is it like a? So like, can I? The stuff that I put in there, is it gonna stay there? It stays there. Okay, well then we can definitely do that. Can I? Buchan frowns as he ostentatiously examines the nearest wall, hands in the sleeves. Without turning to you, the old man finally says in a dull voice, "You want some potions? Can I help you in any way?" Buchan glances at you, suddenly interested. "Well, since you're asking, there's a cave nearby. I used to pick berries in there, but the place has been overrun by spiders. The berries are red, look a lot like raspberries. Fangberries, I call them. I'd be grateful if you gathered a basket of them and brought them back. Just be quick if you do. They spoil quickly. Those spiders in the cave are extremely mean. I'll give you some alchemist fires. Crafted them myself. Burn those spiders. Teach them how to claim a fangberry cave. I also need a bucket of moon radishes. They're rare and a mysterious plant. I don't know where to find them, but I know that kobolds gather them and value them highly. It's not a huge deal, really. I'd do it myself if I were younger, but if you're willing, I'll pay you. 3 potions for the berries and a purse full of coins for the radishes. Why do you need fangberries and moon radishes? You want to know, huh? Well, I'd gladly tell you after you bring some to me. Alright. Just watch out, alright? Don't end up someone's lunch. Potions. I kind of want them. This targets enemies. This also targets enemies, not allies. Well, to be honest, I do need potions. So if it stays in there, I'm just gonna drop like the books and the food in there, maybe. I don't know. Or a bunch of the potions I'm not actually using. So let's drop in... Wow, potatoes are expensive. Man, should I just sell the food? How useful is food? Like ingredients. Okay, let's get to know Amiri. We're gonna talk. Amiri utters a weary sigh. Alright, spell it, I'm listening. We're just talking, you don't like it? Amiri shrugs several times, perhaps flexing her muscle, or maybe just falling into silence. Don't know. He admits at last. Depends what we're gonna talk about. If it's about monsters or swords or scars, I approve, that's good. And if you're gonna ask questions like why or what for or how, screw this. Amiri looks you over slowly head to toe. Or you got even harder ones. That's a formidable sword, but it's not a simple weapon, is it? You bet it's not simple. Check out how big it is. She proudly raises the blade, and you notice that even though Amiri is extremely strong, she still has difficulty wielding such a large sword. This sword belonged to a real blasted frost giant. I killed the beast and took this looker for myself. Fits me perfectly. My damned trophy. Amiri's eyes flash with a menace, as if she's challenging some invisible enemies to try taking away her trophy. Tell me about yourself. The simple question seems to puzzle Amiri. She scratches her head, then starts counting on her fingers. Well, first, I'm a barbarian. I'm strong. I grew up in the realm of the Mammoth Lords. A realm of megafauna inhabited by humans almost as savage as the prehistoric beasts surrounding them. The realm of the Mammoth Lords is a land in Avistan far north that is home to myriad nomadic tribes of Kelid barbarians. I left my tribe, the Six Bears. Amiri looks thoughtfully at her 4 bent fingers and shrugs. And I like fights. She concludes, bending her thumb. She's awesome. I love her, man. Okay, what's it like to be a barbarian in the 6 tribes? Ah! Our people are big and strong. We can cut a monster in half with one swing. We can walk 3 days and nights with no rest. We can eat a whole fried auric. Okay, I guess you had a lot of training to become such as strong as you are. Training? No one freaking trained me. The boys of the 6 Bears got the training. All I could do was watch. Amiri's eyes gleam with anger. And you know what? They were still crap even after all that training, because I kicked their butts hard. Animal, bandits, monsters, all thought they were stronger than me. Idiots. Idiots! Amiri spits on the ground, because if you start a fight, you think you can win. You think you're stronger than your enemy. Amiri raises her chin proudly. I defeated them all. See all the scars on my face? I do. I see them. What does the realm of the Mammoth Lords look like? Huge and freezing. No place for weaklings. Amiri narrows her eyes as if evaluating your ability to survive her homeland. Tribes hunt Horrocks herds to survive. Horrocks are fast, so tribe follows her for days, just to not die of hunger. If you're weak, you stay behind and die in the snow. Tribe cannot stop. Also, there are giants and mammoths. Sometimes demons come too. And the mastodons. And the saber-toothed tigers. Amiri grins. You would survive, I think. For a few days. Ha! Why do you leave your tribe? Amiri flushes. Because they were assholes, all of them. Men were cowards and scoundrels, and women were scared like sheep. Amiri rolls her bloodshot eyes in fury. Men think no girl can be a fighter because they're weak. They're afraid a woman can beat them. And females just nod. Go sow ides, cook meat, watch kids. That's what they always say. But I'm a warrior, damn it. I won't cook hides and watch meat. Amiri is already shouting, her fist clenched tightly. I told them so. I went hunting with men, and what did I get? Still the same. You're a woman. You stay home. Even gave me a nickname, the Soft Chieftain, like a warrior woman was a funny joke. Damn, I even went to hunt those shit-faced frost giants, and there... Amiri suddenly stops breathing heavily, sweat beading on her forehead. After a moment, Amiri waves her hand awkwardly and forces herself to grin. So I left. Coward scoundrels and sissies they were. That's why. You're quite a good fighter. Amiri jerks her head up. Quite good, huh? Compared to who? If I was a scrappy male, I'd fight better, is that what you say? She glares at you, her eyes narrow. Or you say I could be better, like, go get some training, Amiri, right? You're very good in the fight. You're an excellent warrior. I've just given you a compliment, that's all. For several more seconds, Amiri continues to glare at your face with suspicion. Then, all of a sudden, she mellows. True, I fight good. That's what I do best. You're rather rude, you know? You bet! Amiri grins, then suddenly frowns. I'm a fighter, big and strong. Everyone's afraid of me. I can't play the softy. Who would ever fear me then? The contemplative expression disappears from Amiri's face, replacing by a dreamy grin. I enjoy being feared. When I passed by, and all the sissies almost faint, knees trembling, teeth chattering, shit dripping down their pants. Amiri falls silent, fascinated with the picture her imagination has created. I love her, man. Let's go. So why'd you leave your tribe, and what's the story about the frost giants? I told you already. They were assholes. They treat women like sheep, not fighters. Amiri frowns. As for giants, I'll tell you later. Someday, maybe. Okay. Talking. Why don't we do some monster killing instead? Amiri sighs and turns away. Okay. Well, that sounds fair. Where's my tank? Oh, there she is. Valerie. Greetings. Valerie sighs. Everything is well? I hope. I'm ready for new orders. Tell me about yourself. What exactly would you like to know? I was born to a noble family, though I didn't remain long on the family estate. My father sent me to the Order of the Eternal Rose, but I left once I realized that it didn't match my principle. Where are you from? What was your childhood like? I was born in Brevoy, but in fact I've never seen much of the country. I spent my childhood on a remote estate owned by my noble family. My father is a respectable philanthropist and benefactor of the Church of Shalin. He's also a renowned private collector and a great admirer of the arts. My mother saw to my education personally. From my early years I learned good manners, how to behave at the dinner table, and the proper form of words for every occasion. I also learned the difference between true nobles and low-born upstarts, and I learned how to treat each of them properly. Our home was always under the protection of several paladins of Shalin. My father has donated a handsome sum to their order. One of them, a man of venerable age with a gray beard, once let me touch his shining armor. I still remember...
Oh my.
Yeah, it's shining armor, I'm sure. I still remember the admiration I felt when I touched the cold, polished steel. The Valerie smiles. Of all the memories of my childhood, that one is somehow the warmest one. Why were you sent to the Paladin Order of the Eternal Rose? As you can imagine, from my first days I was surrounded by crowds of servants and nannies who never stopped praising my heavenly beauty. The paladins of Shalin, who used to visit our house, echoed their praises. In the end, general consensus overwhelmed my father's better judgment. When I turned 6, I was brought to the Church of Shalin and told that this would be my new home. Don't pity me though, I beg of you. Many who hear this story immediately assume that my parents were cruel and had no love for their child. Valerie's eyes become stern. My parents had respect for me. They taught me something that has supported me all of my life, a sense of self-esteem. Besides, they didn't abandon me. Once every 6 months, they would come and visit me at the Order of the Eternal Rose. We had some tea and then add an hour to walk around the garden. Then they would take their leave as etiquette demanded. What did they teach you in the Order? A variety of things, some of them appealed to me, others I simply couldn't accept. I enjoyed the physical activities and swordmanship, but the arts, calligraphy, painting, poetry, and so many other ways to waste one's time. Valerie sighs. I guess that deep in my heart I always knew I'd never be a true paladin of Shalin. Wielding a sword always felt more natural to me than handling a paintbrush. So why'd you leave? Because of my heavenly beauty. Valerie winces in contempt. According to Shalin's law, all art is sacred, whatever form it takes. Severe punishment awaits those who dare harm a painting, sculpture, or poem, no matter how worthless the drivel might be. My looks always attracted unwanted attention from the pilgrims and acolytes at the temple. I received my first poem dedicated to me when I was 9. The author was some wealthy geezer. Valerie's lips thin in contempt, and it was only the beginning. Sculptures, pictures, poems, I was drowning in them. My admirers mobbed me, and I had to respectfully accept all their garbage. The cleric of the temple were magnanimous, for my suitors made generous offerings to the church, but one time I just snapped. Barely suppressed anger glitters across Valerie's eyes. Some wealthy idiot has dedicated an extremely untalented poem to me, and yet that nerve to read it right to my face, holding my sleeve. The hour was late, and I was on my way to get some rest after a boring lesson on rhymes. I lost control and tore the poem apart, right in front of him. Valerie raises her head proudly. The paladin wanted to impose some punishment upon me. I don't remember which one exactly. They wanted me to repent. Instead, I just gathered my things and left. Well, thank God you did that. These people sound insane. What did you do after you left the order? I set off for Rostov. Valerie shrugs. I wanted to go as far away as possible from Shalin and the destiny everyone seemed so ready to force upon me. Besides, the school of swordsmanship in Rostov has quite a decent reputation. Honestly, I was hoping for an opportunity to learn from the famous Aldori masters. Eventually, it became clear that their techniques wasn't a good fit for me. They teach to avoid impact where I prefer to raise my shield. But my abilities and skills, which I'd learned at the Order of the Eternal Rose, were enough to make the Sword Lords take an interest in me. They offered me a chance to join their mercenaries who served the Sword Lords, and I accepted. I bet your beauty inspired many people in the Order. Valerie's gaze suddenly becomes cold, and here I'd hoped to avoid the question. She exhales loudly. Well, let's get this over with, once and for all. You should understand that I'm perfectly aware that most races, orders, and genders find me physically attractive. It's beyond my power to change that, but I've never given a potential admirer any reason to start a conversation with me, but it doesn't stop him. After leaving the order, I took a dagger and cut off the long hair they used to praise. Well, now, I get letters praising the beauty of my eyes. It was because of my appearance that I ended up in the Order of the Eternal Rose, though I never wanted to be a paladin. It was because of my beauty that an infinite number of suitors have pursued me, all of them confusing simple politeness with hints of affection. Valerie clenches her fists. But do you know what I really want? I want people to stop treating me like a piece of art. I want them to notice that I'm a person, that I'm capable of something more than smiling for paintings, where I sit wearing a lacy Satan dress, holding a basket of peaches in my lap. Is that too much to ask? The last question comes out in a shout, though Valerie doesn't seem to realize it. I'll answer the first one. Thank you for your honesty. I understand you very well. You're a true friend who I can trust with my life. I'm truly happy that you understand me. Thank you. Valerie smiles at you gratefully, and the smile is full of warmth that you've never expected from someone as stern as Valerie. You suddenly realize that you're smiling back at her. Okay, change the subject. Tell me about the way of Shalin and about her paladins. Shalin is a goddess of love, beauty, and art. Her paladins are something like armored artists. That's how they like to think of themselves, at least. Valerie tries to contain her feeling, but her inner contempt bursts forth. They're fanatical defenders of worthless, inartistic paintings and meaningless opuses, if you care to know my opinion. You speak of Shalin with such contempt. What did the goddess really do to earn your anger? No. What do paladins of Shalin usually do? They wander around seeking the next pile of garbage, and when they find it, they call it an immortal piece of art and admire it until they're blue in the face. You might not believe this, but the paladins of Shillian aren't allowed to slay their enemies if they beg for mercy. Can you guess why? Because a bandit, rapist, or murderer who has been put to the sword will never be able to create something beautiful in the future. So a paladin overpowers their enemy in battle, then inspire him to create a masterpiece. Valerie's face reflects extreme disgust. It might sound hilarious if it weren't true. Plus, all of Shillian's followers are obliged to practice some sort of art in his or her free time every single day, no matter what else is going on. Even if you're feeling sick or hungry or sleepy, otherwise, according to their clerics, you lose your connection with your goddess. A preposterous notion. Wouldn't you agree? Yes, I see. So you're an atheist. You don't worship any deity. Right. I need no guidance from above. I have my own good conscience and my leader's orders to live by. Cool. You know, you don't have to follow etiquette and maintain good manners while speaking with me if you don't want to. I'm aware of that, Valerie sighs, but I'm sure you understand that I'm what I am. That's how I was brought up. First by my parents and then by my mentors in the order. Besides, I was born to a noble family. Valerie raises her chin proudly, so I rather enjoy the idea that my manner of speech differs a bit from the common language of the peasantry. You just can't imagine how many social climbers have bowed politely the moment I opened my mouth. You're so eager to follow my orders, why? What do you mean, why? Valerie looks at you in bewilderment. I follow your orders. I've joined your campaign because I have faith in you. I believe your intention to be noble, though things may not always turn out as you've planned. You are my commander. Your orders are law. It's my duty to follow them. Valerie hesitates for a moment. Well, so long as you don't order me to do something that's absolutely dishonorable, but that would never happen, I hope. I'm not about to answer that. That would just fuck her up even more. Thank you for the conversation. As you wish. Yeah, that would have been a bad plan to answer that. I don't think she would have liked me very much. Okay, let's head out to adventure. Finally, after like an hour of reading stuff. I guess when I do that, they'll all join me. Leave. Okay. Yeah, this is the Fangberry Cave. Rest of his dad away. That's the Thorn Ford where we need to go for the main quest. And this is the fog. We could go for the Fangberry Cave. The origin of this giant burrows remains a mystery to the locals. It was named for the plant known as Fangberry that grows in the area. Oh. That way? Oh, okay. What are we fighting? Better not be something I cannot kill. Like a werewolf, for example, or something. A jittery old man in squalid clothing shuffles up to you. His gray hair is unkempt, and he continually clenches and unclenches his wrinkled, freckled hands. When he stops and looks up at you, his eyes widen and he tugs at his beard. Strange weather, invisible fog creeping out the woods. Soars beyond the sky, obscures the sun and moon. Strange. The old man shakes his head, his eyes shifting about seemingly at random. I don't like this old man. Looks like the kind of who can cast the evil eye.